Abusia asem kesiye aba eye Alexander Afenyo Markin abetru short at eye Accra High Court judge. Na sanso na eye the New Patriotic Party NPP already delegation aches omako submit petition e di akoma diplomatic community say omonfo omanu ntum na afenso no Abronya yentimi enyi no. Na enam so e masa asem wei eye Kelvin abe responde abusia SMP na ekoso menya abotre na machechu mu kakra aha authentic plus studios make sure so be like you subscribe ya no share ama fofo so nya bi ahwe enje busia yenko back to how and same way nyina e sha ase mo be kai say some few days ago e na chese Abronya DC ekopie mu e wo Accra High Court e ma chese during the procedures no Ghana Police Service CID eko submit another fresh case about Abronya e menam so e ma chese judge na chese na ote asem no so esa detain Abronya 2 weeks e mebuse mo be kai say sa asem mo ekrampo no NPP for anti ase ma chese omo be demonstration kase se omo nti ase ne nti a judge no asa detain Abronya na nam so e ma chese on the 19th of May 2026 a chese ye ndra in fact NPP for a press conference MHS minority leader Alexander Afenyo Markin throw shots at Accra High Court ochim say sa judge no oye judge bi achese ono no mbu no anase bi we judge bi a in fact he doesn't even respect ono ankasa the profession.
That circuit court 9 judge, I have no respect for him. For a judge to say that he's remanding Abronya into BNI custody until the case is finally determined. Such a judge can never have my respect. I pray that he summons me for contempt. I will continue to disrespect him until he upholds the law.
After that comment na chese Alexander Afenyo Markin pass ye no anche na chese NPP the New Patriotic Party SLD delegation they call diplomatic community chese omoko submit petition they mo omo say omonfo omanu ntum se na be ye Abronya no ye betimi eyi nintem
to say that you are going to be remanded, you stay in cells until the matter is determined. It's never done. It can only happen in a kangaroo or a banana state. Your Excellency, there is no reason whatsoever for the president to be watching over this and be instructing state institutions to deal with issues like this. We have basic human rights, which one includes bailable offenses, that you have the right to be bailed. The judge in this matter is not allowing for any of this. And it keeps going on, Your Excellency. We decided to show a lot of deference to the diplomatic community, so we decided to come with this respected number of men and women, not to come with any form of demonstration, not to trigger any form of problems, and that is why we have come here. As you heard my national organizer read to you, the general secretary of the party and the minority leader and the president in waiting, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, sent us to come and do this peacefully. Please, Your Excellency, we need action. First of all, the first action is to release Abronya DC. That we do not know. In fact, this court has not given us any day time for him to reappear, for him to be released.
Now, Ebusia Obebe Bisa say this diplomatic community component omo ye den. Now, enkofo we enkophobia, they are also referred to as the diplomatic corps. They consist of all the foreign diplomats, such as ambassadors, high commissioners, envoys, and their staff. Na sankofo we no, omo say they are people who are officially stationed in a host country to represent their respective home nations or national organizations like the UN and African Union. Na nkofo we no ni omo ye ne se omo ye nkofo bi a omo ye representative of their country to say bia Togo, omo representative e wo Ghana ha say Gabon anase bia South Africa, omo representative e wo ha say achese omo no ye bet ebi mu ye from say ambassadors, high commissioners and envoys ni nkeka mbebe. Na san nkofo we e ye nkofo bi a ni omo ye ne se omo be make sure say country na achese omo wo no omo the peace and stability and healthy communication between omo country and happens to that particular host country. Now, some they also protect and as safeguard their country's interest in that particular host country. And it's uncle when I say NPP for a submitted petition or the common almost say omon for manuntum na fin so mon kasa se ne beya Abronya ye betimi no na busia na wey na chese old video of the former president Nana Dan Kwakufuado ebetu bia chese na chese omo ye ni interview omo bisa ne say about this particular issue chese citizens omutimi criticize the president na say omo akoche omo ni unkika ombibe no edien na chese owo eka na no na chese the former president Nana Dan Kwakufuado edi say mitu abonti say he is not responsible for jailing people and be arresting people. Judiciary is different from legislature and Afenyo executive.
To stifle dissent.
I'm not responsible for jailing people in Ghana. The courts in Ghana are independent institutions, and they have been all through this period of the Fourth Republic. People misconduct themselves and they're brought before court. It's for the court to deal with them. That's not a matter.
It has nothing to do about politics.
It has nothing to do with the executive. And their behavior is what lands them in problem with the police and with the courts. It's not the protests. How can the president, who himself, his political career was aided by leading protests, have problems with protests? I don't have problems with protests. And nothing is done in Ghana to prevent people from airing their views on anything.
Nano, and I just Kelvin tell about when Tibeka say, Afenyo Markin egina honum kase je gina chese odi sa asem no onye correct we say ni. There was a time or Musu Campo the same thing. They did the same thing to other political parties and brana chese more power. Enti ende ades no no ba be gina baby akase say ni or ye hypocrites.
Now this story ende asema ye pese ka ho nsem ende Abronya DC remanded for 2 weeks over alleged offensive publications. Andra na yawo Ghana ene yete say a NPP for a press conference led by a Afenyo Markin. And press conference in afade ho efa Abronya and the ya remanded no for 2 weeks. E will BNI cells. Now ye nyina nim de Abronya ekogina court. Any how in Sema or Kafa a sitting judge. And they be am catch a Ghana for. Say a pobi manaka a ye court ne judge for one sema a mere call be Taylor. Because I've been there before. At a point in Ghana, near say I'm the greatest escapee. You were some back Ghana near prosecuting. Finally, I came to Ghana. I stood before the Supreme Court. Abronya is standing before a high court too. Let me tell you people something. Abronya case we know it is before a high court. I had to go before the Supreme Court. So, Abronya Krampo de ono wafan wedi. Abronya afan wedi. Ondu baby Abronya wa high court. He's just at a circuit court. He's at a circuit court. Abronya's case is being heard at the circuit court. Abronya's case is not being heard at the Supreme Court. I had to come to the Supreme Court, with all due respect to the court, stood before the Supreme Court judges, make my case respectfully, and then in their own wisdom, they said, Kevin Taylor, you have made your case and it makes sense to us. You can walk. And I was saying, Ghana 40 years say, if Abronya today is standing in front of a circuit court, Abronya is not even nowhere. Ondru baby also do no. So I don't know why the NPP today, the same people who were pushing the Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, to make sure I am deported to Ghana to stand trial. No? Why are the same people fighting the same courts? Why? Now, I'm making some intro. This is Afenyo Markin, Endra, Omuye press conference. And these are some of the words he used against the judge, Otia Samnoso. You see, Mamaka we been share Ghana for. In the past, right? Sasembe dawa. What happens in say? MPP for to be divided Ghana for mu. No more creating impression be say. Yani MPP for a group of people are nyansa the rest of Ghana for. Inti when matters come, now yenya people to take their time to explain to Ghana for around the nation and around the world. That is what they have taken advantage of since 1992. Insulting a judge who has been selected by the Constitution. Afenyo Markin is a lawyer in the first place, remember. He's a practicing lawyer. He has a law firm. And every single judge, and remember, every single MPP person on TV so can say, if I speak against, or if when I spoke against Chebafo, it technically meant say I had spoken against the judiciary. Now, Afenyo Markin Jina platform NPP headquarters with his colleagues. Eka che Ghana fo nyina say, judge no, ono hu ni say o judge krampo a onye sure say ebu a wasi de ma judge no mo so de ma no. He was speaking from the NPP headquarters. So look at the environment. And now, secondly, look at the people he was with, the whole NPP leadership. And then look at the people who were sitting there clapping, his fellow lawmakers who are also in parliament and some being lawyers. So you see, Afenyo Markin na onjina ne dem no okaso. Afenyo Markin ojina NPP headquarters. Afenyo Markin was supported by his colleagues who are members of parliament and some former ministers, and some of them being lawyers. Afenyo Markin himself is a lawyer. And then Afenyo Markin stands in front of the cameras to tell us, say, judge no to onye sure says judge no osebuo eni so mama ni buo. Why? Because ose judge no ene de eye de Abronya akoto remand. Secondly, ose onu ankasa ne the party for no mani buo bia ma judge no. And remember, in Ghana, the constitution through the judicial service and then the vetting of parliament in the judge or Ghana. Technically, the lawmaker is telling us that respect no crampo no onima the judiciary, that is the chief justice to the last person, and also the constitution that ye jinaso edi judges. This is a lawmaker. And the most important part is say he is a lawyer. You see, when somebody is speaking, the first thing you need to understand the environment he's in, the context na emanika asem okano, and what it represents. In the sense, Afenyo Markin jane them, and maybe a radio be friend or cancer asem because Afenyo Markin speaking from his home, but this is Afenyo Markin speaking from a place where they call their party home, and then amongst people who are also lawmakers and lawyers who at the end of the day are
ebusi obi to leave comment or comment section ase authentic press studios make sure so we like subscribe you and share our phone so nya bi ahwe.